I hear the boy. Loving that squeaky. What?
I have echo cancellation. It says it's on, but obviously not. Camlink default. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. All right, so. No, why did you change it? I just had this.
That's such a specific bug fix.
Which one?
Fixed a bug where Time Looper Toki returned to hand after playing 3 minions transform from spells generated by Toki. What rabbit hole did someone go down?
I didn't even follow what you
their
just
cards?
said.
They were just playing with cards and something disastrous happened. That's what happened. They played with a card that not a lot of people play with, and it broke very significantly.
What they had to play Toki and then Golden Kobold or something to transform
they generated
the hand?
minions from her generated cards.
That's awesome.
All right, we should be. Why am I not seeing us in live on
so many
YouTube?
words.
Yes, there is a lot of words.
So much stuff.
Go to my channel. We should be live. Okay, there we go. Yep. No, I want to edit this. Okay, content. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. View my channel. Manage videos. Live.
I do find it quite
Details.
interesting that we have connected story expansions across the rotation and over different Hearthstone years.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. They were kind of like, well, I guess we got it.
It's different.
Time to do it now. All right, so we are set here. Make sure the volume is off. Okay, we are set here.
I actually don't think that was on purpose. I think that was just incompetence. But I'm not gonna say that. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing at all. But again, won't say that.
I think they're trying to right the ship.
I think they're doing something. They're definitely there's people doing stuff with things, and that's what's happening.
Agreed. All right,
Things are
everybody got
happening.
whatever.
Cards are made.
Yeah, Shatter looks like one of the worst mechanics I've ever seen in my life. It looks so bad. I won't say that though.
You say what you say what you feel. We're not the ones with the scheduled active Blizzard event ahead of us. Although I guess we kind of are because we do have an interview, and I look so much shorter. That better? Almost. Now too tall.
Yeah, we have the card reveal stuff, right? Coming up.
Well, it looks like they're doing colossal reveals first. Oh, there we go. Now we look.
Well, hopefully they don't reveal the one that we went over. That'd be terrible.
Well, there's a hunter reveal tomorrow. They're doing the Colossi all at once, but then they're doing, I mean, every once a day or something like that. So
yeah, we get a Colossus each day this week.
Okay. Well, the Warlock one, I think it will be the 20th then. That's the best one. Not biased.
Yeah, the 20th, the 25th. They have you on the 20th. They have you on the 25th.
Oh shit! I thought it was the 20th. Oh, well.
Wednesday, February 25th at 2 p.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
No, then that's us.
That's you guys. All right. Are we ready to talk like all the Hearthstone like ever?
I am ready to talk the Hearthstone, considering I have not played it in quite many days.
All right. Let's see here. I'm just gonna share like the links as we go, and we'll talk about whatever.
Are you
All
posting
right.
them in Discord or in the chat here?
No, I will have them up in the. We have them in our show notes, the links to the places, but I will also display it here on the Riverside.
One second. Bread and Butter, episode 157. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have show notes here.
I honestly thought last week was 157. I was so confused. They all blend together.
We have some shattering news. That's so cute. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, we tried. All right.
Do I need to record anything or do anything?
You do not. Isn't that fantastic?
That is fantastic.
Yes. I get tired of like having to explain to people how to do it and then have people say, "Oh, I didn't do it right," and then we had to use something. So, yeah. All right. So I think we're good. So I will get us going. Here we go. Why won't you work?
Waiting.
I know it's supposed. There we go. Welcome back to Bread and Butter, episode 147, where we are serving up the basics for Hearthstone improvement. I just did that out of order. That's fine. There is so much news. I'm so frazzled. We have shattering news today, and today we are joined by Warshak. Warshak, thank you for coming on. How are you today?
Hello. Glad to be back. It's like what, 3 or 4 times now, so it feels good.
I think it's more than that. You might be like 5 or 6. And I went out of order again. Pilot's already looking at me. Pilot, how are you today?
And we're doing great. Everything's fine. We're 10 episodes off. We're out of order. It's going to be a great episode. I'm
Wait,
tired. We're fantastic.
What do you mean we're 10 episodes off? Actually,
we're on 157.
Yeah, did I say
It's okay.
147?
You said 147. I'm
You
like,
did.
do I got the right
Episode
show notes up?
157. I wrote them. I wrote the show notes.
You did.
Anyway.
You have no excuse this time.
All right. So lightning round tonight. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but Warshak, what have you been doing inside of Hearthstone?
So inside of Hearthstone, we are trying to have as much fun as possible before the new core set rotation, the new expansion. We got sets leaving. We're just trying to keep it interesting and fun until we get to what will be and what generally is some of the most fun, exciting, and worth playing Hearthstone each and every year, with the first set to launch sometime. I believe it's always in the beginning of March. So that is what we've been up to in regards to Hearthstone.
Any particular decks you've been enjoying?
Honestly, I have been cooking very heavily. A lot of spices, a lot of ingredients. The taste still not quite where I want it, but Dragon Mage with the Fabled card. But we run a tempo package in there because you have the combo against other control decks, because that's how you kill them, is the 1 turn. But you also need tempo because there are mid-range and aggro decks that you need to fight against that combo is generally weak against. And then we have a juicy, absolutely succulent Handlock, but with Rafam. So again, we have that turn 3 to 4 to 5 where we have the Asphyxodons with the Death Rattle guy, brings out big cards with Lifesteal. We've got the Hand guy, the 4 mana, summons a Taunt 8/8 with the Imp. And then we have Endgame to bring him back. And then we have Rafam as sort of tempo and control. So those are the 2 decks that I have been really focusing on the past 2 weeks to make YouTube videos on and try to get above a juicy 55% win rate.
Yeah, I saw you playing the Rafam, and I thought you were just playing the Rafam because it was the day the quest came out that said you need to like win with a Rafam or defeat a Rafam or something like that. And then you had the 1428, and you're like, no one's gonna beat this. And then they bought one get one freeze twice, and they had your minions and.
Yes, the only mage on ladder playing 2 buy 1 get 1 freezes when I get 2 14/24s out. Yes, of course. Why not?
And Pilot, what have you been up to?
Not a whole lot because I've been super busy. So I just looked. I'm like, what have I been playing? I have 3 games in standard this month. So
Ooh.
not much at all. Just kind of chilling, sometimes clearing quests, playing in Coin Can See listener series, and then some duos here and there with you. But I don't remember if we even got any duos in last week. So it's been a whirlwind past 2 weeks for me outside of the game.
And I accidentally got a duos in today when I miscued. And it was great because the person left right away, and I ended up getting a third place by myself. But we stuck it out when we got third place, so that was fine. I got legend early, and I came in around I think 850 or 860, something like that. And I said this month I was going to be a little more serious. I was going to stop playing decks that Warshak might play, and I started playing. Um, Triple Unholy Death Knight, which I played a little bit.
Yes.
I think we've talked about, and I blitzed up the ladder. It was great. In fact, on I believe it was Friday or Thursday night when it was a Thursday or Friday night when I hit Legend, I was like, all right, I hit Diamond 2, and I had just lost I think 2 games in a row. I said if I lose another game, I'm going to bed, and because it was already late, and I kept winning, and then I got Legend. And I was like, all right, fine, now I'm going to bed. See ya. But that was nice to just kind of roll up there. I'm kind of worried about the fact that I said I'm going to be serious this month, and now they just dropped a whole bunch of buffs, which we will talk about, because then I want to like start to cook. And when I start to cook, like Warshak, it doesn't always smell good, it doesn't always taste good, but something cooked, right? So, Warshak, what have you been doing outside the game?
I mean, recently, as in like 30 minutes ago, I met one of my moderators slash viewers from the stream who's in town. So we went to my favorite taco spot, and then we went to the dive bar near my house, played some pool, had some beer. And that was good fun. He was a lot younger than I thought he was. I thought he was like some 45-year-old guy with kids, and then he ended up being 34 with kids, but like he was my age, and I for some reason pegged him as an older guy, but he was not. So that was it was surprising. Beyond that, um, going of course, new year, new resolutions or whatever. But yeah, making sure I go to the gym, being accountable, just doing things you should generally do. I put off a lot of stuff because of streaming, Hearthstone, WoW, whatever the game's coming out. I always find an excuse not to do what I should obviously be doing as an adult, and that'll catch up to me later. So I've been doing my due diligence and making sure that I spend at least an hour a day doing something that benefits my future self, whether it be going on a walk, going on a jog, going to the gym, taking my dog out, cleaning the house. You know what I mean? Just doing stuff that is good. So yeah.
Pilot, how about yourself?
Yeah, just a lot of work. Had a few long days just because of extra stuff with the bands and different little things. So like I was at the school at like 5:30 Saturday morning and left at 9:30 that night. So long couple weeks here. But outside of that, finished up. I talked about last week our region association for bowling. Their city tournament was going on. We did the team event on Sunday, and thankfully kind of cut my streak up to where dropped my average a little bit, but I averaged 226 for the 9 games. So should place if I have it correct. We both of the teams from my home bowling alley took first and second. I think I won singles and I think I won all events. So it was a good couple weekends for me. I did not average that well at my normal bowling leagues. I went from a 220 something there to a 180 at our alley because it's brutal and difficult and unfair. But it is what it is.
Fair enough. And I live in New England. It's cold. I hate it. I can't wait for winter to be over. And that's pretty much my life. So, Pilot, do we have any news this week?
A little bit, just a little bit of news. So we have a ton of announcements. We pushed back to recording on Monday because we had the spotlight today for Hearthstone. Got a bunch of updates and teasers, and also got the new expansion announcement. So we are going to Cataclysm with Deathwing Strikes Back. They are continuing on from the story of Across the Time Waves, where um, Murazan refused to accept defeat from Chromie, so he smashed the hourglass of time and opened a portal into a timeline where Deathwing never fell. So that is where this expansion is coming from. We are getting a ton of stuff and callback. We're getting a Deathwing hero card. Colossus minions are coming back. We're getting a couple new keywords. We're also getting everything is being split into two different groups, like we've seen for a ton of the things like Imbue and Dark Gifts and whatnot. So a lot of stuff with the announcement. I'll be full transparency. I've had a busy day, so I'm kind of live reacting to some of this stuff as we go. So feel free to jump in and interrupt me, you two, whenever you feel like.
I watched a lot of it, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Before we go too further, what did you guys think of the announcement today? Like it was like, hey, we have a big thing coming up on the 9th, and they actually had a cinematic, which we were told we weren't getting, and all kinds of stuff. So Warshak, what did you think of just the announcement? Did it get you hyped up? Are you excited?
Yeah, so if I was seeing it for the first time and I didn't know about it, it would be very shocking because it's a lot of news at once and it's a lot of stuff we didn't think was happening. As somebody who we've got some spicy stuff cooking, can't say anything, but yeah, it's Hearthstone. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good soon, and seeing the effort being put into what we had today, I mean, just you could tell there was a difference. There's a shift here. The effort, the cinematic, we have boards, they're giving out free cards. I mean, there's so much, right? There's so much to unpack. And when I was hearing it for the first time a couple weeks ago, it was I couldn't really wrap my head around it, and then it explained today with cinematics and like all these animations, and it really just it's good. It's good stuff. It feels good to be a Hearthstone player for once in these trying times.
Can I interest you in a Hearthstone expansion announcement in these trying times? Pilot, what'd you think of the announcement trailer and all that? I know you did say you got a chance to watch it at school or whatever.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch it while I in like the half hour I had to cook supper tonight. So a little bit kind of hit and miss. I There's a lot of stuff that I feel like I need to go back and look at again because it went kind of over my head. Like they talked about some stuff looking ahead, and we heard from a couple of the higher ups for other things before the expansion announcement that all that totally just flew straight past me because then I got distracted by Deathwing when that came up. But I'm excited because it seems like we kept hearing, we know that especially the first two expansions that we had this year, as we've gone over multiple times, did not land well and are things that if they push are going to be so repetitive and things that people are like, we're going to be tired of this really quickly. And they're like, we're going to, we've learned from that, just get to rotation. And it seems like they're willing to maybe swing for the fence a little bit more here because we're seeing things that let them go bigger. Colossus were a huge hit when they came out in Sunken City. The Herald keyword reminds me a lot of Invoke from the Galakron cards, to where these are, I think, bigger things and stuff that I'm like, okay, let's see what happens here. So I'm excited for that. That it seems like they're taking a bigger swing with that. And then, when we get to talking about some of the buffs they did, I don't know if the buffs do anything today, but they definitely made some bigger changes than what we've normally seen in the past. They took 3 mana off of a card. It's like
Wait, we had buffs today?
We did have buffs today.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see the buffs today, so that actually might be a first reaction for me. I just saw the cinematic stuff. I didn't see. Oh,
I have like 5 separate tabs open of all the news articles they've thrown up today. There's too much stuff.
There are updates to Arena. It's the mid-season for Battlegrounds. There is so much that they tried to pack in. And I was talking to Alkali before, and I was like, why didn't we spread all this out a little bit? This is like too much. And it's just, it's like you could have, normally we get drip feeds or whatever like that. Now it's just like all of a sudden it's like boom, which makes it exciting and stuff like that. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's going to kind of slip through the cracks a little bit because like Rorschach didn't even know there were buffs, and he's the one that's going to say, like, if there's someone that's going to say buffs, let's go and start cooking, it's Rorschach. But it was nice to
Like,
see Tora pop
yeah.
up, and then apparently we do have a game director. I didn't know that.
And neither did
Um,
I.
So
We have a face.
so we have a face. Then there were a bunch of developers I had never seen before, so that's good, fresh blood. We didn't
Yeah.
see, I believe, I'm pretty sure it's Sage that's the lead for this, so we didn't see him. So maybe they're saving him for a big reveal. But it was nice to see them do like the normal things. They even had little joke
Mhm.
where they're like, we're expecting to have an announcement of something. I thought they were going to announce Monk today, but apparently not. But they
You are
teased
a
it.
crazy, crazy man.
They teased it. They teased a super huge announcement, and they're going to announce it at BlizzCon. So I guess it makes more sense. But that means it's a year out, not this year, which is fine. Whatever. But or Evoker or whatever the heck they're doing. I think it's a new class.
And they said BlizzCon's going to be the third expansion announcement of the
Mhm.
year also, so they could slide something in like they did Death Knight.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were going to keep doing that, because like when they do it on the third expansion, it's like, oh, now we have to come up with this whole extra card set to like catch us up. But they're actually, maybe that won't be so difficult because, all right, I don't even know where to start. Did you get So one of the things they said, and I don't think this is something I even have in the notes, but I didn't want to forget about it, is they said that we're going to be getting like full class sets, like middle of expansions and stuff like that, like here and there. And did I get the impression that they are replacing mini sets with this? And does this mean that the mini sets are we paying for these class things? Are they like that was the one thing I don't think we got a lot of information on. It was kind of like, oh yeah, we're gonna do classes, and like instead of mini sets, and I'm like, okay, well, what does that mean? So I guess we'll get more of that later. But do you guys have any information on that?
I was super confused by what that meant. Also.
Yes. So I can't elaborate too much as my information is limited, but I can elaborate on what they said, which was, yeah, we will not be getting mini sets anymore. The mini set will, from my understanding, be replaced by, let's say, an example, we have 10 classes. We have like 11 or 12 or whatever. Maybe, who knows? Who knows how many classes? But we're going to focus on like 2 to 3 classes to really hone in stuff to give them for this expansion that we can provide support for, to really mix things up instead of injecting what has been mini sets in the previous times besides StarCraft, which was a whole expansion, that really don't do anything, right? I mean, we saw the last 3 mini sets. I can't list one besides StarCraft. Can't do it. There's Elise, maybe. I'm pretty sure that was part of an expansion too. So like having more cards that support what they're trying to do seems better than a mini set, and that's kind of, I guess, answers the question there. But we started with adventures, right, which felt good. People liked them, didn't really truly get the job done. Then we moved to mini sets, which again served its purpose for the time being, and now we're moving to this new system. Whether it works or not, I don't know. Whether it's better or not, I don't know. But at least we're trying something new to hopefully make it feel better than like, you buy this mini set, or this mini set comes out, in between expansions, which come currently every 4 months, and it really doesn't do anything, right? You have like one deck maybe, or you have one 3-4 card change in one of the best decks that just makes it stronger. I mean, is that really something that we're into like waiting through 2 months to get in between? Like, it's just that we can do better. So hopefully this is good.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be different for sure. It'll be really interesting to see how that falls, especially if, I'm sure that they have these planned out for when these will happen throughout the year. And then as we get balance changes, if a class ends up being, fairly powerful right before when its class extra cards are supposed to come out, how that ends up affecting things. That's kind of that's to me, that's the worry in the back of my mind, to where, if we get to where, because of how things have changed, now Death Knight is, has 2 top tier decks with the different runes, and we're getting the Death Knight class set here next month, that's just going to push it even more.
Yes,
See-
yes. I can just see those decks just being better, right? Like if there is a good
Yeah.
deck that's good and they just get a whole, you know, triple mini set, right? Just for them.
Yeah.
It's just gonna push that class even further in the direction of which it already is. And then they can, they can't nerf those cards because it just came out, so they have to wait. Yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be ironed out or foreseen with a system like this.
So I agree, but like I'm also gonna. It's something new. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So the one thing that I'm excited about, well, I'm excited about everything, like if you can't tell. But one thing that I'm worried about, while I'm also excited about, is the Deathwing Worldbreaker hero card. Now this
Really?
is well, no, the thing I'm worried about, I'm not worried about it being too good. It's a 10 mana, you get 12 armor, battle cry, choose one cataclysm to unleash, herald twice to upgrade, and it has a bunch of different things you can choose. My worry is that it's neutral, right? So every class can do it. So if it ends up being good, it's another release. It's another, we see it like 5 times. What, yes, am I wrong?
I I'm thinking that they have it split by how the two groups are, because there's one of the cards that had the little icon like they used to have for
Yes.
when we had
Okay.
like the triple class stuff or whatever. I think that it's only the I keep wanting to say invoke herald classes,
Yes.
the Death
Half
Knight
the
Alliance
classes
classes.
have Deathwing, half the classes have Shatter.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
The
so-
exact classes, I don't know. It has it in the notes. It's like, Shaman, Death Knight, Warrior. There, it's like 6 and 6 or 5 and 6 or whatever. But yeah,
Okay,
not every
but it
class
didn't.
has Deathwing.
So
It
on the
didn't say
right
that
side of the
about
card,
Deathwing.
on the right side
Yeah,
of
I
the
s-
card, it has a little extra thing that they've used for like Zerg,
Mhm.
Protoss. So it is marked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's good, but it didn't say like that in the description of Deathwing. So I was
Mhm.
just thinking that it's going to be everyone gets to use, and even 6. I just hope it's not one of those ones that we see all the time in every deck, and it's that it kind of felt like they were getting away from that.
Oh, I can promise you it's
And-
going to be seen in every deck. You're going to play Deathwing. Are you kidding me? Have you seen that animation? It's going to be hot.
Yes,
It's going to be very
Galakrond.
popular. It's going to be much more popular than Shatter. I'll tell you that.
you're shattering our expectations here.
I'm a Deathwing fan. I like him. He's big. He goes into all the classes that I enjoy.
Speaking of big, we're also getting Colossals back, as we mentioned. I'm very excited. Colossals were always one of my favorite mechanics, except for the priest one. That one can die in a fire. But
Favorite Colossal? Let's go. Tito?
probably the paladin one.
Disgusting. A Paladin Enjoyer. Pilot, please have a better take.
Krakatoa.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Love Krakatoa.
Ah.
I really liked all the a lot of the Colossals.
Yeah.
Krakatoa and the Demon Hunter one.
Ooh, Kurtrus,
The-
yes. That when you attack, you refresh the hero power.
No,
Ooh.
that was the hero.
No,
The
yeah, my bad.
G-Lag or whatever. the four tentacles. that
the
shot
tentacle
beams.
man, Zalong. Yes.
There's a lot.
Fantastic.
Colossals are fun. We had Mech Mage with the Colossal also.
Not seen
Oh,
as
yes,
much, but
yes.
yeah. Not seen too much, but a fun one. The rockets were cool.
The hunter one was cool.
I forget what that.
Didn't have like a
I
bunch
honestly-
of heads. That
Oh, the Hydra.
Hydra,
Yeah. When
yeah,
you
Hydra.
attack and
Yeah.
then it summoned 2 more, crazy things happen with Defile and that guy. Crazy diabolical things happen. Yeah.
well, according to was that the card that Trump Trump SC
Rated
was
as a
like,
1-star.
It's a 1-star horrible card. Now can see play. All right, so Colossals are back. Like we just talked about, the one they showed us is Ragnaros. I think they showed us another one too. So basically,
Paladin.
Paladin one. Yeah.
okay, and basically what the Paladin made no sense to me as far as a Paladin theming, but that's fine. The difference between the new Colossus and the old Colossus is the keyword Herald. Pilot, do you have the keyword Herald pulled up already, or?
Yeah. So there, like I said, there's a lot to go through. So we have Herald as a new keyword. If you're playing back with Galakrond, it's invoke pretty much. So we did get revealed a neutral Envoy of the End taunt, battlecry, herald your colossal. So when you play a herald card, it'll upgrade your colossal. And most of them have said, as well as Deathwing also upgrades, has said, herald twice to upgrade. And when you do that, it doubles the stats and the effect for everything that we have been told so far. So we have Ragnaros, which has been revealed, which is an 8 mana, 8/8 colossal +2. So it summons 2 appendages. At the end of your turn, trigger your minions' death rattles. And the 2 that it summons 2 Hands of Ragnaros. Death rattle, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Herald twice to upgrade. And it's a 1 mana 2/1. So when you upgrade it, it'll go to a 4/2 that deals 4. And then if you upgrade it again, it goes to an 8/4 that deals 8 for each one. So we have right now, I'm trying to make sure I am in the right spots. Herald is tied only to Deathwing's aligned classes. So Death Knight, Demon Hunter, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior will all have Herald on their Colossus and will be able to use Deathwing. Deathwing, when you upgrade him, you get to choose additional Cataclysm. So no upgrades, 1 Cataclysm, upgrade it, choose 2, upgrade it a second time, you get to do all 4, by my understanding.
Yep.
Which is a lot.
And now Herald, when you play it, it summons an appendage, right?
It summons the appendage of
Correct.
Yes. Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
So that's an important,
I knew I
thing to
missed
know.
something.
That is a huge thing because by themselves, without doing that, are pretty understated, underwhelming cards that aren't so exciting. But when
Yes.
you get to mix in, similar to Invoke in the past, where it summons the Invoke thing. Now it is when you herald, you're. I don't know why they didn't call it Invoke. To be honest, it would just make more sense because everybody, like you would assume, knows. But yeah, it has the triggering effect to summon an appendage, and it also scales. So if it'll give you an upgraded one as well. If you just like normally play the herald twice,
Yes.
you'll get which is very important. It makes the cards substantially better.
Yeah, and
So I knew I forgot something.
Yeah, well, that's why we're a team. And if it'll never work in standard, but if I get a chance to, if we do get invited to Theory Crafting again, I can't wait to play Umbra after playing a bunch of rags. That's gonna be gross. But all right.
Well, I think it
So-
would work. It wouldn't always do the upgraded one, would it? I have no idea how that would work. Would it use the would it use would a mixture of like the upgraded and not upgraded, or would it just always trigger the upgraded? I don't know.
I would assume always the upgraded, but I could be wrong.
Who knows?
We'll find out. We'll
But
science.
I like to cook. I like the dish.
All right. So to summarize, Herald, it delivers instant value by giving you the appendage, and it builds it up. Great.
Yep.
So on the other side of things, we have dragons. What's up with the Dragonflight there, Pilot? Do you know?
Yeah, so on the other side, we have the Dragonflight, which is trying to fight back against Deathwing. So our other 5 classes, Mage, Priest, Druid, Hunter, and Paladin, are aligned with different Dragonflights, and each class will receive a Legendary Dragon Aspect card. So we were given the Hunter one today, Abyssian. Is that correct?
Sounds
Sure.
right.
I think is sure. Whereas a 7 mana 6/6 Battlecry, your dragons have rushed this game. While in hand, play a dragon to become a 12/12 dragon. So if you drop a dragon, on turn 5 or 6 when you have this in hand, now it becomes a 7 mana 12/12 that gives all your dragons rush.
Including itself.
Including itself, yes. So we'll see those, and those 5 classes will also receive a legendary colossal. So we kind of know the general gist of what each of the legendaries will be for those. And we're given the Paladin Colossal, which is Nefarian's 5-headed monstrosity known as Chromatus. Each head has a keyword with it, as well as the Colossal itself. So it's Colossal +4. It's an 8 mana 8/8 dragon. Taunt, Lifesteal, Elusive, and Divine Shield. And then each head has a death rattle. Remove its keyword from the main body. So if you kill the taunt, the main body loses taunt.
Yep. Now,
It's a weird card.
can we just talk about like so now we have a 4 mana, was a 4 mana 6/9. Now it's a 7 mana 12/12. It's a power creep is going crazy. It's getting out of control. Just kidding. Yeah, no, this is interesting. It's interesting. Like there's the paladin looks fun. I don't get the theming of the paladin one for a paladin. It doesn't really feel like it's for the light, but that's okay. It's a big chunky boy. We're gonna play on the
It's
board, and this is why they rotated the aura, the Crusader aura.
Crusader.
Crusaders,
Yes.
possibly. So I mean, it's the Paladin Colossus is keyword soup, which Paladin has definitely seen multiple times. It currently has with Story of Galvadon. So you just dump keywords on something, and that's a Paladin thing.
Yep. Are you
all it
excited? Are you excited for the Colossi, Warshak? I think we already know you are, but how excited are you?
Yeah. The colossal minions are good. I can't wait to misspell it in all my YouTube titles. It took me like a year and a half to finally be able to spell it correctly, and now I'm gonna have to remember all the now again. But yeah, I mean it's cool. I'm excited for some. I probably won't be excited as for others, given your take on the priest one. The previous, my hatred for priest probably stems as much as you, and my paladin hate for something like this of just like, yeah, let's just give it every keyword and all the stats and give it 4 heads and make it annoying. Yeah, paladin stuff. Let's go. So we'll see. But of course, I'm excited for anything new, and colossals were a big thing. Also, the Sunken City cinematic was fantastic. If anybody hasn't checked that out.
Yo, no, it was very good. Yep. And it's weird because Paladin's been pretty good right now with the aura stuff and they had its day in the sun with the quest and whatnot, but I have not played a whole lot of Paladin. It's been just hasn't really pulled me.
I mean, when's the last fun paladin deck?
Pure Paladin with the Countess. Countess.
I
Loved
mean, the
it.
tickets, I will admit, the tickets themselves were fun. But I actually went over this in a recent video and I talked about like when was the last time like a paladin deck rings in my mind, and it was the quest one with like the reborn hero power with the Dino Dog egg, where the like you had a legendary spell and it brought back all the mechs and then you give them reborn. That was the last time I
Yeah.
remember paladin being fun. But yeah.
No, I played so much Pure Paladin. All right. So we also have a new keyword, Shatter, as we mentioned, and it puts 2 cards on each end of your deck that like so they have an example. What do you say?
You said deck, hand.
Hand on your hand. I'm sorry. So, for example, Supply Run is a 4 mana spell. It'll when you draw it, Shattered, draw 3 minions will go on the left. Shattered, give minions in your hand +2/+2 will go on the right. Maybe they get randomized. I don't know, but when they eventually connect together, they become a 4 mana Shattered, destroy 3 minions, give your minions in your hand +2/+2. Oh, draw 3 minions, not destroy. Sorry. So it combines the 2 for the price. So do you just think they're going to be too understated by themselves, and it's just going to be too hard to pull them together? Like this feels like it's something good for like a no hand hunter, or maybe something like a demon hunter that wants to play a lot of cards, or a rogue that wants to play a lot of cards, and that might kind of get together, but it might not be as good as something like say a priest or something. What's your take on this, Warshak?
So 2 things. Interesting enough. So I talked about this earlier too when I was like reviewing these cards. So the Deathwing thing, obviously 10 mana, very control-y late game, right? Shatter, I'm viewing it as more of like a early to mid game thing, with them splitting to the left and right most of your hands, and then they have to, obviously nothing be in the center for them to combine to get the full effect and to get insane value for the mana cost, right? You need, I think, a fairly low curve deck. So I do believe the Shatter cards will be the most expensive cards in the deck, possibly, if you're going to go the Shatter route. Another interesting thing, though, there is a lot of ways to generate cards, especially from some of these classes that do have Shatter, like Priest, Imbue Priest, right? So you'll be able to generate, like the Imbue hero power allows you to discount the card, right? So if you're discounting the Imbue card and your hand is fairly small, you know, you're gonna have like a 0 mana shatter card that's gonna combine. Like I feel like there's gonna be some really diabolical things that you can do with shatter, right? With discounting, possibly.
I think that's even better than you thought. Imbue Priest, you get the shatter when you draw it. If you use Imbue, you're not drawing it, you're getting it. So a supply run will automatically be the both things combined or whatever. And
I would be surprised if it combined them immediately. I think whenever a shatter card enters your hand, it does the left and right, regardless. I could be
maybe,
wrong.
but the wording right here is when you draw a card with shatter, it breaks into 2 pieces. I don't know
Okay.
if that includes
Yeah. I
generation.
don't know. I don't know the mechanic. I was just going off of like how do we make this work, right? And Priest making it 0 mana makes it work where you don't have to do the whole hand thing. So yeah, that would follow suit. Yeah.
Pilot, are you more excited for Shatter than Warshak is?
I don't know how to evaluate this. Sorry. I was trying to see if they updated the wording for Shatter in the card library yet, since we had the Shatter card from last set, the Misplaced Pyromancer, and see if they updated it to say draw or goes in hand. Because on the announcement they specifically say draw, so I also wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Then these handful of shatter cards are not in the generation pool if they don't split when you generate them, like what they did with Triple Rune, just so that there's none of those shenanigans happening.
Oh, so you think it won't even be in the pool? Interesting.
I could see that happening if it doesn't split if you generate it. But who knows? They could say, okay, you lucked into it. Congratulations. But at first I was looking at this similar to like a choose one, to where, if are you okay with playing one half if you can't get the sides to combine? And they're not great. I think that some of them are a little bit better than the choose one druid cards that we have. That's a very, I don't want to say that's a high bar to clear, depending on what the card is, but not everything can be a nourish. But it is interesting to see how easily we can get these, especially in some of the classes that they are in, because Hunter, I think you can get them side by side a little bit easier. But Mage, Priest, those we normally have decent sized hands and something that's probably going to be playing these, and that makes it a little bit trickier. So I think the effect is powerful enough combined that people will try it. And I think a couple of them are good enough that you can play them separated. Like we've played 4 mana targeted draw 3 in other decks. I don't think we want to play it in Hunter normally, but other decks have played 4 mana draw 3 of this thing. That might be good enough, but it's hard to tell.
And yeah, I mean, we'll see. We also don't know what support cards these are getting, what goes around it. Maybe there'll be decks that are built around playing all your cards in Mage or something like that. So as the great Ron Sabotage says, it depends.
There could be a big shatter payoff card. Who knows? There could be, if you've shattered twice, shattered 3 times, do this.
And so another this wasn't a keyword, and they do this sometimes. Like they have the wind up stuff they've had, and sometimes they add another mechanic that just for some reason they decide to not have a keyword. You can now precision target cards in your hand. So there's, for example, they have a 2 mana location, Chamber of the Aspects. Choose a minion in your hand and give it +2/+2. And Battlefield Blaster, a 3 mana 3/4. Choose a spell in your hand to give it +1 spell damage. Now, did you notice in the announcement that how much they tried to convince us that they've tested this out? They were like, we tested this. We really tested this. We tested this everywhere. We tested this left. We tested this right. We tested this underwater. We tested it in space. It's good.
Yeah.
So,
It's interesting. Like you said, I don't know if this is something that's just like, oh, this is the expansion we want to do it for, but more of like, we've been trying to get the tech for this correct, and we finally got it, and it made sense to have it on these cards in the set. Because I this feels like it replaces the your next whatever does whatever, because now it takes away the feels bad of playing in a least location that your next spell gets +1 spell damage, and then you prepped to play the spell that you discovered and it's gone.
Well, that's just bad play.
So
Well, I mean, it's the wording of a lot of these things. I'm gonna go with Pocket here. Not Pocket. Pilot. I was not excited for this. It just feels like this should have been a thing, but they didn't have the tech yet to like target cards, so it's being highlighted as like a new mechanic thing. When in reality, like being able to target, hey, I want to give the spell power to the Blizzard. I feel like that should have just makes sense. I don't think that this is revolutionary stuff here. I think that this is how it should have been. I'm glad it's here now, but I do not believe it needs to be like bolded, underlined and brought excitement to like some big tech.
You wish you had Battlefield Blaster to go with your light show.
I wish I had that tech. Unfortunately, it did not exist in the lifespan of Light Show, but now it will, and I will go to Wild, and I will play the cards, and I will do the things, and I will lose just as much. Thank you very much.
we can generate Light Show in the Arcane Mage.
I have, and I have
it's
lost
a good
again
time.
just as much. It was fun. It was on
I hit Light Show and Rewind off of an Alter Time. That was
That
fun.
is fantastic. Yeah. There's quite a few things that Alter Time makes really, really interesting. You can do some fun stuff with that card. I literally just because it's fun, I play one copy in the All Spell, and I play one copy. Actually, I play 2 copies in the Dragon Mage, just because it's so fun. The clips, the content.
All right, and we're also, as usual, got a new card today. This time it's a Druid card. Just kidding, it's a neutral, but it's a 7-mana 6/6 battle cry. Destroy all cards that cost 2 or less in both players' hands or deck. This feels like it very specific, if like a nice anti-aggro tool or something like that. But I think it's just bad, which is fine. I'm gonna try to make it work. This is the problem. I now am going to take my rank by I'm going to put War Master Blackhorn in my decks, and just all of a sudden I don't even have to play a game. I'll just see like my 5,000 get added to my rank. It just will happen. Like
I can't wait. I can't wait for the night where Tito tries to throw it in his Chrono Druid and doesn't think about it and blows up the entire bottom half of his deck. Yeah, hey, I need a 7 cost for Elise. This will work. Sure, this is fun. I can beat up aggro.
See, I am good with that because I have learned my lesson with that deck and saying, oh, hey, there's Elise that I just got off my Oaken Summons. Whoops. And we've learned hard lessons with that deck. But I think it's made us a better player overall. Warshak, are you excited for War Master Blackhorn?
I think there's 2 things about this card that strike me at first. One being inherently he's bad, and the second being there is a lot of I feel a lot of discounts right now. So you're taking into the fact like, yeah, how many cards that cost 1, 2, and 0 in people's decks? Probably, depending on the deck, not that many. However, there's a lot of things right now that are discounting expensive cards to be less. First thing I think of, manufacturing error. Just an example. So somebody manufacturing's error, they don't play their Yogg box or whatever, just an example. And then they play this, you can destroy cards that cost more, but just have ended up being discounted. Another thing that this card, I think they actually could have done a lot more and had this do destroy battlefield and reduce its cost by 1. And then all of a sudden now it's a small field clear that you could play in like a control deck that works against aggro decks, that also is a hedge against aggro decks and or combo decks, because a lot of combo decks rely on very discounted or cheap spells. So I think there was a lot of potential for this card to be like very insane. If they would have, mana cost or had it affect battlefield, one or the other, I think it could have. Maybe it is something. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing, but like there's potential here if it is changed just a little bit.
and again, we have to think about the fact that we're just thinking about it with the current cards we have and the current decks we have, and those are all a lot of them might be going away. But
yes,
like this right here clears out. This is pseudo. This is a hacked steam cleaner. gets rid of things like asteroids, gets rid of it probably really will screw up some cycle rogues because cycle rogues play a lot of cheap cards. I want to mix this card with
Why wouldn't
the
you just play Steam Cleaner then? Unless that's rotating.
I'm not sure.
I mean, all the Cycle Road stuff is also rotating.
Well, right, but if you this will get rid of like prep and whatever, you know what I mean? It'll get rid of anything.
Yeah.
that's-
I guess prep Shadow Step is bye, but yeah.
And Rogue tends to play a lot of 1 mana cards, 2 mana cards to do things. So I think that this will clear out. Is it hands and decks? So this will clear out some of the stuff they've invoked or imbued or whatever
Sure.
it's called.
You can live till
So-
turn 7.
I'd like to see it combined with what's the Death Knight card? 8 hands to hold you or something.
8
that-
hands to hold you. Wouldn't you like that, buddy?
I got him confused with the Rook Assault album.
This man's played too much Hearthstone. He needs 8 hands to hold him.
You know the card I'm talking about, the one that
Yeah, I know
destroys-
exactly. It just have like 8 cards left, the highest costing ones. Yeah,
Anyway,
I can't get the name out of my
Feels
head now. But yeah.
Unnecessary to combine those. I do think with this, the in hand is what will be the key thing of is this card sees play or not, because I didn't think of that. I'm like, oh, this is awful, this is garbage. But in hand does make a difference to where, you know, if you can tell that your opponent's building up a combo and is ready to burn you down, then you just slam this down, watch half their hand disappear, and you win the game. I find it really interesting because we've gotten most of the time with these free legendaries something that's at least unique or something that we could just play around with, like, you know, Califero and Umbra and these kind of just unique effects. So where it's just like, go try to find something with this in the month before the expansion. And this isn't that. This is an Okami. Like, this is, you know, similar to Blade Master Okami. It's where it's just like, just, you know, ruin somebody's day with this card instead. And that's interesting to me, but I'm also kind of okay with it because they did all the go find out what you can do with all the buffs that we'll talk about later on, because that's just like, all right, this card's kind of boring. Look at this. You know, look at the 3 mana 4/4 CCG.
You heard it here. Pilot likes to ruin other people's day. It's fine.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the deck that I built, the ramp druid deck that I put that dragon in that like it skips your next 2 turns and plays all the dragons. I got that thing down on turn 5 and it didn't matter. They still died. Because it's such a bad
Yeah,
card.
I've seen
But
so
I'm gonna
many
take-
clips of that. It's so bad.
I'm gonna swap that card out for this card and see what happens. We're just gonna ramp up to 7, drop that, and go.
The thing about that card is they could make it good if they just said makes dragons that cost 5 or more.
Yeah.
Cards. Yeah, like you could literally it doesn't take a lot to make some of these really cool cards see play. Not, you know, it wouldn't, I don't think that would take it over the edge, but like it's obviously haven't seen a single person play it. I've seen clips of it not working. Let's make this card T tier or tier C. So like, how do we do that? Dragons cost, you know, summons +5, but whatever. Who am I?
I believe you're the Robert Warshak. So
Yeah.
So good news, I think. I've been thinking about this. I'm not sure if it's good news. It's temporary good news. If you have a small collection, and I don't know how they measure this, we're not going to talk about measuring. That just goes in the wrong spots. But if you have a small collection, you get the Emerald Dream and the Lost City and Go for free. Actually, I believe everyone gets it for free for the next expansion. So you get all the gold cards. You get whatever you want, and you have the entire access to the Emerald Dream and the Lost City of Ungaro, which is great. But you might say, hey, I already have the collection. How is that fair to me? Well, if you have a high skill cap collection, you are given Ysera Emerald Aspect as a signature and Umbra as a signature for each of the sets, depending on how big your collection is. I think this is kind of cool, but I also think that when we get through this expansion and then all of a sudden people don't have all the cards they used to have, I don't think it's going to encourage them to buy more cards. It's just going to make them feel bad and be like, well, I don't want to play anymore. But I think it's a cool concept. Like I know they had talked about, hey, maybe instead of paying for the cards, you can rent the cards or you can like get a subscription service to have access to the cards. Warshak, what do you think about this whole, here's all the cards?
So coming into a new year, right? This is arguably best time to play Hearthstone. This is a way to get people to play Hearthstone. I don't see the drawback to this. Like you said, like, yeah, you'd play with these and then like you lose it and then you'd be like, oh, I guess I'm just done playing. But ideally, the concept is like, I've enjoyed this. I've learned the decks that I like. And then they would craft what they need, right? Because I don't think like a lot, you give players a whole collection, they're not going to play with the whole collection. They're going to play with like 2 or 3 decks that they like the most or whatever the best decks are. And then that's generally what people just play with, whatever the best is. And they'll play like 3 decks that are the best. Most people don't homebrew. Most people don't like go deviate from the mean too much, right? So this just gives the players who don't want to spend and have the excuse of, oh, I can't buy all the cards, but I'm good enough. This gives them a chance to be like, okay, now you have all the cards, play it, do it. And then, we'll see what happens. I hope this makes players come back because people playing Hearthstone is good for me. It's good for you. It's good for the podcast. Thanks for listening. And yeah, so I will always be at the back of the players playing the game to incentivize them to keep playing or new players to start playing. And this does that, so I will be behind it.
It's interesting that they only did the 2 sets and not all 3 sets for the previous year. Like that, I thought
You
was
can't
kinda
give everything
interesting.
away for free. Just a hit, just the tip, man. What do you want? You get 6 hands, not 8.
But this is also kind of cool because it's like I'm gonna take advantage of it on EU and Asia servers when I'm trying to mess around and not do something stupid. So I now like even if you have a collection, you can still make advantage of it if you go somewhere else. Pilot, are you excited for this? Do you think this is a good idea?
Yeah, it's an interesting, I think, good experiment to do, to where similar to the conversation that was, we had when catch-up packs came out, to where it was a good way to get players into the game or back into the game. And I think that this is a good way to do it, especially at a rotation, to say, hey, huge rotation happened. We always talk about that that's a good time to jump in because everything's kind of, fresh and it's the smallest pool. And now they're giving everyone, half of the cards that will be in standard pretty much. And that's a lot to be able to play and, build with rather than I have the core set and whatever random stuff that I got. And especially with the 2 that they're giving us that were very, very package heavy with quests and imbue and all that, to where you can straight up build a deck with just those cards very easily, for better or worse. I think that those are 2 good sets to do that with for those new players.
Except that we don't play the quest, so that's fine. That's like half the cards we're
Well,
not gonna play.
I mean, a new player doesn't care. Those
Yeah.
quests are going to be just fine for them to play around with. That's a very different player base that we're talking about than us.
Yeah, that is a good point. And it's we are highly engaged, involved players that have podcasts about the game because we like it so much and all that. And we are the 1% of the 1% of engaged players. Most people probably
Yeah.
just log in, play a few games, and that's it.
Like I'm thinking of, a buddy of mine that I, talked into getting back into the game after, 7 or 8 years, that he jumped in and he's been playing more Battlegrounds just because it's easy and free to jump into. This could be a jumping point for standard to get back
Agreed.
into that.
Agreed.
Okay. Moving on, we have I don't know if we want to go through all the events. There's so many events going on. Pretty much log into the game. There's stuff going on. There is a website you can go to, Cataclysm Rally Point page, and they just want you to be able to email you stuff, but you get a free pack and all that. There's a countdown until when the Cataclysm happens. So there are again, we have to cut some things, otherwise we'll be here until like we'll be here until it's released.
Yeah.
There are events that are going on in game.
Oops,
Oh, go ahead, Pilot.
I will say that the what was it called? The rally one that you just talked about, the Cataclysm one, that is more of, it looks like that's a lot more of engagement with reveal season, to where it's Twitch drops, it's things like that, and engaging with the reveal season more than with the game itself. And they'll be giving out rewards with that, including the Hunter Dragon that we just talked about earlier as a free reward.
which I think
And
are good things. I think
Yes.
engaging
it,
with the community, given the fact that we've been absent for quite some time because we were on YouTube a while, I think we really need to garnish some good community support for Hearthstone in the coming year.
and one of the things I think they've been really good about are in-game events. You get that tab up top, and it's like they give away free things. I really liked how they were giving away like card backs and heroes that you didn't have or that you missed out on and stuff like that. There's so many of those happening. Like so, pretty much log in. There's an event going on. I don't think there's a lot to say about that except like we could go through it. It's like, oh, you get 4 packs for this, and you get this image, and you get that image.
Log
You
in,
can read
get
that.
stuff. Log in,
Log
play
in,
the
get
game,
stuff.
get stuff for free. We didn't have that before. We have it now. It's good.
We have a new board.
Which exciting. Very good. We didn't have boards for a while, right?
Well, they said they're going to 1 a year. So,
That's pretty bad.
yep. So this is this year's.
Woo!
All right, new board looks kind of cool. Probably the only one now. They also had a pet. They haven't announced it, but it was in the cinematic. It was heavily in the cinematic. A
The
little
whelp.
Deathwing going around.
Yeah.
The whelp. Yep. So, you're gonna want it. You're gonna like. Oh, it's in the Darkmoon Faire. Well, I guess I'm not having it, and we're gonna move on. So, but we've had that. We don't have positive day today. We don't have to get into that. You can pre-order now. All the normal bundle stuff. If you get both bundles, they have now if you get the small bundle and the big bundle, you get to buy another bundle, and that one has a
What?
signature Victor Nefarious, and that is a 4-mana 4/4 battle cry. Craft a custom undead dragon. If you're holding a dragon, reduce the creation's cost by 3. Card sounds fun.
That's a Death Knight legendary, by the way, because it has an unholy.
Yeah.
Knight.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
That's
yes.
what am I? Yo.
So
this
that's
is
one
looking
of our
big.
legendaries for the set. I just caught that.
Yeah,
Also.
yeah. I looked at and saw the undead up there. Yeah. Spicy, and it's an undead, which means it can come from the hero power from the horseman.
Yes. Horseman rotating? Or-
Horseman rotates, yeah.
Okay, so we will not be getting that from the horseman.
I think we got some Discover and Undead stuff, though, didn't we? Somewhere, probably.
I'm sure somewhere.
It feels Death Knighty to Discover Undead.
Yeah.
And aside from getting the ability to buy this bundle by buying the first 2 bundles, you also get, if you buy the first 2 bundles, you also are given 2 more legendary cards. So
Oh,
that's
is
cool.
is that just a feature? What is it?
Yeah, it says purchasing both bundles above rewards you with 2 free random legendary Cataclysm cards.
Oh,
And
nice.
unlocks the
Very
option
nice.
to buy the bundle. So, not bad. Okay. So you might think that's all the news. Not even close. We had a patch. In fact, we had a patch, or we had an announcement last week that we haven't even talked about the things, right? Like we had core set changes. We haven't talked about that yet.
Oh my.
So much news.
And it feels like that's already old news. Core set changes. We're losing a bunch of iconic cards. Shadow Step's going away. Zeddy's doing a Dance of Joy right now somewhere.
Wicked
We
good.
are
Just
losing
rage
Brawl.
baiting Jay Alexander. That's all he's doing.
Yep. We need like, epic rap battle history. We need Zeddy versus Jay Alexander. So they're getting rid of a bunch of cards. I like it. We don't have to really go into it all unless you guys want to, but I figure there's a lot more time to talk about other things. I think core set should be not very impactful. Like it should just be filler cards. In fact, you should hopefully not have to use any of the core cards. But they're fine. I also would wish they would, if they're going to have the core set and the ability to do that, I wish they just changed it every expansion. Like, here are some cards that are going to support this expansion, and here's some cards that we thought were maybe too overpowered or not. Just keep it mixing it up. You have all those cards. If you're gonna have, hey, this is really heavy into fire spells, and here's another fire spell, or here's something that works with fire spells that happened in the past. I think there's a lot of opportunity for that. I don't like how they just say, here's the core set for the year, have fun. I wish they tweaked it more. Warshak, what are your thoughts on the core set changes and just the core set in general?
So Two things. I'm just gonna piggyback off of what you said real fast of making changes to the core set per expansion. I actually, when you said it, I'm like, well, that's a lot of work. You know, expansions are generally based on sometimes each other, so they build throughout the year, and the decks get refined and get stronger and stronger. So I wouldn't mind them just adding to the core set instead of changing it. They just add a few things every expansion to the core set. From things in the past, mini sets, adventures, expansions that we've had previously that would mix well into the current meta. I think that would be actually a very solid idea. For the core set that we have now to what we are losing, there are some very important things leaving. There are some things that are semi interesting coming in. The general take on Reddit and on Twitter is that it is, like you said, fairly meaningless. There's just a lot of vanilla filler cards. There is some important stuff. Don't get me wrong. Shadow Step, Brawl, Shield Slam. But for the general classes, it's only 1 or 2 cards per class in decks that are played some. So in total, it's really a very probably about 5% of decks that get changed from this core set, maybe 10 in some, but it's really not that big. Should it be bigger? Probably not. Core set is just the standard of like a benchmark of where we are. It shouldn't, encompass every deck, but yeah, I mean, it is a change. Excited for a change. I think it's a compounding thing. Core set, expansions leaving, expansion entering. We have 3 things happening. Cumulative. We'll have hopefully a very fun and different meta.
Pilot, what are your thoughts on the core set?
Yeah, sorry, I was chuckling earlier because I feel like you argued both sides of the core set argument.
Oh, of course.
I'm like, core set should not be impactful. They should change it so that the cards fit the expansion. I'm like, that's excellent podcasting. So you can say that you're right either way. It's great.
I gotta play both sides, man.
Tito does this all the time. I go back and forth with him on stream all the time about the same thing.
I'm running for office. What do you want?
But yeah, I think some of the changes make a little bit more sense now that we've seen the expansion, because I was surprised to see like Alakir was rotating. Now we know that we're getting a new Alakir as the Shaman Colossal. Makes a little bit more sense that some of those iconic cards are going. There we go. There's a couple classes I'm really interested to see. Mage is getting some big hits. So whereas losing Arcane Artificer, losing Primordial Glyph, those are 2 key cards that I'm a little bit surprised of. I'm a little bit surprised that we're losing Witchwood Apple from Druid when we just got a Treant payoff card in the mini set. I'm surprised we've seen a bunch of Death Rattles from Hunter and we're losing Terrascale Stalker. But I like some of the stuff that's coming in just as a possible teaser of what we might see, like a 2-mana Khadgar, which maybe that was always 2 mana, I don't remember. Khadgar coming in with some summon stuff. We have Dragonbane coming back. I think it'll be interesting to see kind of where those fall as we get the new cards and new sets. But it's the big ones going aside, Shadow Step, Swipe, Brawl, and Corpse Explosion, like those are massive changes to how all those classes play. But
I wonder.
there's a bunch of my favorites coming back. I'm so happy that Ruined Orb is coming back. Love that card.
I wonder
Shadow
if
Demise, I'm in.
I wonder if the Khadgar works with the Colossal appendages. So you play the Mage
What's the
Colossus and
wording?
you get. But the other card, and they added a couple new legendary. They added a couple. I think they had like 5 or 6 brand new cards that they made. The Shaman one I think looks interesting.
Yes.
It's a minion that I don't know the stats off the hand, but you play it, and it's when it attacks and minions adjacent to it attacks, you get a lightning bolt in your hand. So that just seems like that there's something potential there for you to get like a Burn Shaman, or maybe like hey, we have Burn Shaman at home if we don't get enough Burn Shaman support. So I don't know. I think that seems good. I'm excited for it. I'm glad things are changing. I'm glad they get rid of I have no problem with them. Like they got rid of Atacronos and they got rid of Crusader or Paladin. You think as someone that's always called a Paladin main, even though I haven't played Paladin for 2 expansions, um, that I'd be upset, but no, I want new cards. I want, and I think whether or whatever side of the Shadow Step um, side of the coin you're on, I just think that you hear limit design space, but I can almost guarantee they want to print rogue cards that are played once and not bounced and played again and bounced and played again. And I think that that probably is something that they finally can do now. So we'll see how that works. Granted, it'll still be broken a while, but everything is. Um,
My biggest complaint is Rogue got specifically a ton of bounce cards in Emerald Dream that now are completely even more dead. Like they already killed it when they nerfed Harbinger, but now all those cards are super dead.
Yep, that's fine. We'll survive. All right. So like we said, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of quests that you're gonna get cards, and you're gonna get packs, and you're gonna get hero skins. You're gonna get a Ragnaros skin. You're gonna get Cho'Gall skin, and all kinds of good things. Buffs. We got a lot of buffs here. I don't think we want to go through them all, but were there any that caught your guys' eyes that you want to talk about? And we can go through them all if you want, but we're already an hour, 10 minutes.
Let me. I literally didn't know there was buffs until we had literally mentioned it. But yeah, I'm down to highlight maybe some of the ones that we believe are impactful, or cards that are currently already being played in decks that are on ladders. So like Mr. Stitch, no one plays that card. It's not, I don't think, relevant kind of thing. But there are a few in here that I think are quite substantial.
Hey, Zoreth, Breaker of Stars. That's Shatter before Shatter.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, on the vast majority of these, they just knocked a mana off of, which they're not exciting buffs, but a lot of them they move to a much better spot in the curve for what I think some of the decks would like to do. Like Stitch and Sew on 5 is so much better than 6. Like it's just that turn 5 to turn 6 especially, it always seems to be a huge break point, to where you can get away with something slow on 5. If you play something slow on 6, you die. So I do think that that's a nice little change there. CCG is a 3 mana 4/4 now that gives you 3 cards that are generally solid.
Yeah, that are
like juiced. That's solid. Like,
and remember, it can come off of the studies.
Yep.
Yes, and 3-drops have been really awkward in Demon Hunter for a while. Especially like 3-drops have been really awkward to where I think that falls into place in a few decks. Zoreth, not so much. CCG, yeah. I think, yes.
It makes it relevant. I think it makes it a consideration in plays now, for sure.
Okay, here's the question though: do we play Gorum the World Eater now? It has gone from every time it eats a minion to the right, it awakens 1 turn sooner, to every time it eats a minion to the right, it awakens 2 turns sooner.
So it needs to eat 2 minions.
3 minions.
It doesn't even have rush. No, it does. It doesn't make it relevant.
So, in the awkward part is if you get it awakened as quick as you can, it awakens at the end of your turn. Because if you play it and it eats something that turn, that puts it to 2. You get 2 ticks. Your turn is 3, and then it eats something. That's the fifth tick, and it wakes up at the end of that turn for your opponent to just kill it. So I don't think that helps it. I did look at it. I'm like, oh, that's significantly better. But now I'm like, oh, it just opens up the invitation for your opponent to blow it up instead.
Yeah.
Arcwing Pilot. That seems like a good. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like speaking of Pilot. Yeah, I like the Pilot. Yes, good. It's a really fun deck. It's kind of like a Light Show, but worse.
I was gonna say this card
Yeah.
feels like it's definitely got both War Shack and Pilot written all over it.
I was playing it for a while a few months ago. Like I was at like a 55% win rate with it for a while. It was fun.
Oh, for those out in podcast land, it went from 7 mana to 6 mana. It's a 6 mana 4/3 at the end of your turn. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy, spell burst, summon, an Arcwing Pilot. So it's basically like well, what was they've tried this before, obelisks and stuff like that. It's like obelisk but better, but still bad.
Well, yeah, I guess. But they buffed a card that works with this card. So between this buff and the other buff, I think it'll make it good.
The next round,
The
are
other
you talking
thing,
about the
yeah.
Ingenious Artifact?
That is
Artificer?
exactly the card. Yeah. That's that card on 5, super awkward, not good. That card on 4. 4 mana 4/5, not bad. And then the next Drain Eye you play refreshes mana crystals equal to its attack. So the problem with it and the Arcwing was Arcwing has 4 attack and it costs 7. So no matter what, you're paying 3, right? And then you have 4 mana to play with on
Yeah.
7. And let's say you have 2 mana spell and 2 1-mana spells. That's only 3 spells, 4 Arcwings. We're talking about 12 damage. Turn 7, 12 damage. But 5 mana. Or you can play this on 6 now, and then you get back 4, so you actually have 4 mana on 6. That's a lot different. So it actually is. It's quite substantial. I mean, I don't know if it'll be like super good or not, but it definitely makes it way more playable. Instead of unplayable, it's like C. I'll take C rather than F. So just fun stuff. Just fun stuff. Also, Yogbox to 7 is pretty substantial because of the manufacturing error. That puts it as what is that, a 4?
4.
Which means you can at turn 9 go manufacturing and play Yogbox in the same turn.
See, I thought you were gonna go the opposite. I thought you were gonna say that putting it at 7 mana means you can play in our release deck, because that's what we do now, right? We have to have 7 mana, 8 mana, 9 mana.
What also makes it, sorry to
does.
cut you off. It makes the Galacton Crystal, the lens, the 10 mana card better, because the problem was there's so many 8s. Tsunami at 8, the what is it, Supernova at 8, and then the Yogbox at 8. But there's really it's Relic of the Kings
Flame
that's
Strike.
at 7. And
Flame Strike and Relic of Kings were the 2.
So, now that we can get the Yogbox or Relic and then also fall back on Tsunami, which is obviously a very good spell at 8. So there's some significant, but maybe, underlying changes.
I think you just mentioned 7 cards that our listeners probably have never heard of. No, I love the Galactic Protection. I love that card, and I want that deck. Yrel, Beacon of Hope, which is 3 mana 3/3. It's now a 3 mana 3/3. It was a 4 mana 3/3. Rush, Death Rattle, get 3 different Librams from an older timeline, not from the past, from an older timeline. This still isn't good, I don't think. Librams.
Nobody likes them. Get them out of here.
Interstellar Wayfarer, 4 mana 4/2 now. It used to be, it's still a 4 mana 4/2. Battlecry, reduce the cost of your Librams by 1 this game. Now it's Battlecry and Death Rattle, reduce the cost of your Librams +1 plus game. Still better.
That is significantly better.
That is significant. That is. Yeah.
I think Librams have a chance to be experimented with a lot more now, other than just Libram of Clarity and the Drunk Paladin to get the light bots.
Well, the problem is you need the weapon so early because the weapon has the battle cry and the death rattle, right? So now you don't need both weapons. You can get it done with this minion now, which is I think actually quite substantial given the fact that having a 1 or 2 mana summon 3/3/3s with Divine Shield is actually quite strong. Like that's just a lot. Every time somebody has played that against me before turn 5, I've been like, okay, what do I do? Because if I don't clear it, they're gonna play the guy that's like the Divine Shield, soak it up, can never kill him, or they're gonna play Crusader Aura, and then you're definitely dead. You're taking at least 15 to 20 damage. So Libram Paladin, unfortunately, with those 2 buffs, looks possibly good.
All right, on the Priest, we got Twilight Medium. Old Battlecry, set the cost of the top card of your deck to 1. New Battlecry, set the cost of the top card of your deck to 0. I don't think that matters much. I mean, I get 0 versus 1, but I think it would matter if you drew it that turn. But you don't draw it that turn, you draw it next. I mean, maybe you get some shenanigans off of it. Maybe there's something you can do, but I don't think it's that significant given you playing it on 5, so it's 0, 1. I don't
It
know.
it gives a bigger high roll if you go the fortune guy,
Ob-
the
Mhm.
the observer, like the draw and
the
order card.
no the Naruth, whatever it is. You get 2 fortunes that are a copy of the top card of your
Oh
deck.
yes,
Because
yes, yes, yes. The
that's
fortune teller, the
4.
4 mana 4/4.
Yeah, that's a 4. You play that on 4, and this on if you high roll the next top card, and now you have
Oh,
2 0 cost copies of that in your hand.
oh my
That's
god.
disgusting.
Dude, you
It's
see,
a super high roll.
you could go objection planner, right? The planner guy, and then you
Yep.
plan like a Medivh or the location,
Yeah.
and then you play the copy card, and then you play this, and then you just have 2 0 mana locations. Granted,
Yes.
super high roll, but still ideas.
Or just keep a sharp-eyed scout in your hand, right? And you always know what's
True.
coming.
I mean,
We
you'd
also
already know it was there off of the fortune also, but
we also got a
But the
Skara
party
old
planner
battle.
plans it. You have to plan the
Yes.
party. You can't not plan the party. Let's be real here.
correct.
But if you plan the bounty, do you invite what's her Viona? What's her name? The party planner Viona.
No, we
Fiona.
can't have the party planner Fiona. She ruins the party with the giant tentacle monster. We're gonna leave the tentacle monsters at home, okay? We take too much damage for tentacle monsters here. We plan the party, we have fun, we reduce, we oracle, we Medivh.
I
In
think
a
we've
pink
gone to
wheelchair.
different parties. I think we went to different parties in college.
I think we did.
Um,
Definitely did.
All right, so Iskara is the priest legendary. Old battle cry, the Draenei, you play summons a copy of itself. The next Draenei you play summons a copy of itself. The new battle cry is the next 2 Draenei you play summon a copy of themselves. So
It's twice as useless.
Sure.
This is big.
Germinator is going to be Germinator
this
is going
is
to be
big.
really happy about this one. Treasure Hunter Eudora was a 5 mana. Now it's 4 mana, and that's a 4 mana 4/5 battle cry. Go on a side quest to discover amazing loot. Play 3 cards from other classes to complete it.
Huge.
The funniest thing actually about this is it's actually a nerf to the deck it's been played in right now, because it was the 5 cost for Elise Rogue. The 5 cost for Imbue Elise Rogue is the only 5 cost that I was running. So now you need a new 5 cost for Elise. It's actually a nerf to that deck, which is really funny. I'm happy the card's better, but you have to find a new 5 now.
I'll take that. I'll take that any day though.
Pilot, I think this is the card you were excited about.
I'm shocked that they brought it down
This
to
is
2
big.
mana.
Yeah, this is big too.
Like, this is one of the ones where they just went all out. It's just like, sure, why not? Let's try something. So Maestra Mask Merchant, the Taurus for Rogue into Warlock, went from a 5 mana 6/5 to a 2 mana 3/2. And Battle Cry, discover a hero card from the past from another class. It's interesting. Because again, you can get away with that tempo loss early, or you can play this and a cheaper hero in the same turn later on.
I think I mean, being able to play this, whether you shadow step it or not and play it again, because it costs 2, you can play 2 of them in the same turn, obviously. If you hit Guff, you can't play Guff in the same turn. Now, if you hit Guff or Tavish, you're playing that on curve. These are like really big characters.
Yes,
that matter a lot. And when you play a 5 mana, whatever it was, 6/5 or whatever, or 5, I don't even know what it was before, but you're not doing anything. You have to wait till the next turn. But on turn 2, a 3/2, I mean, you're chilling. You're playing a card to set up for the future, and the future looks bright.
And we've actually dissolved into talking about every card, which is fine.
it's fine.
Petty,
We did skip one that I want to come back to later on. That I think is a bigger. I think it might be one of the better buffs of the patch.
all right, what card? Let's go do it now. So we don't forget
We
it.
skipped Hemet.
Oh, okay.
Really?
3
Hemet
mana is
is-
so much better than 5.
Hemet
Like-
went from 5 mana 3/6 to a 3 mana 3/4, which is now a
I-
hunter legendary. After a friendly
Really?
beast dies, get a random legendary beast from the past. It costs 2 less.
This goes from laughably bad to you can have a few beasts on board at 3 mana that you can trade in and get something out of, rather than praying you can play this on 5 and your board hasn't been cleared. Like, I think that you could actually consider this card legitimately and not as a meme.
I think he's a card that I mean, I mean, it's a random beast from the past, and there's a lot of bad
True.
ones. But the -2, yeah, I mean, he's a 3/4. I would say yes, he is worth considering if you're looking to have fun. But I don't think there's going to be any refined decks that are going to play him. But he does
Challenge
look fun.
accepted, right, Pilot?
No,
Yes.
definitely worth noting. I like it. I like, you know, and he's a fun card. He's gonna make, you know, I definitely like Pilot bringing that up. He's
Like-
definitely not terrible anymore, for sure.
Like, it's
he's
just one
considerable.
where, you know, I tried him at a couple as the top end of, you know, some of the Beast Token Hunter decks that we had, and just by the time that you wanted to play him, you were either winning the game or didn't have a board.
Yeah.
And now you can drop that on 3 after having a couple, you know, tokens that have lived, and now you've got that on board plus some random, you know, value nonsense that you can do something with later on.
Yeah. They kill the beast or they kill him, and you're
Yep.
happy really with either, right? Because they
Yep.
kill the beast, you're getting stuff, and if they kill him, then your tokens are living.
Yep, seems fine. Petty Theft went from 2 mana to 1 mana. This is a rogue spell. Get 2 random 1-cost spells from other classes. I don't know why this didn't always cost 1.
Probably
It's
where
a
it should have
petty
been
card.
the whole time.
Agency Espionage. Old, shuffle a card from each class and shuffle a card from each class into your deck. They cost 1. Now it's new. Shuffle a card from each class into your deck. They cost 1. Draw 1. So is this just to make Quasar Rogue better, or?
I don't think this card is ever to be taken seriously.
Fair.
Yeah. We played it on what, the Quest Rogue, because it was a shuffle card. It is one of the few shuffle cards that we could kind of play.
Yeah. And you can play
Yeah.
this in Paladin too, right? Technically, right? Because it's the Taurus mechanic. And then you play
Yes.
there's a couple Paladin cards that draw spells in your deck that, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, draw
Oh,
cards
so
that start in your deck.
that's the imbue hero power, or the card with the imbue hero power. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
But you don't have that card doesn't imbue. It just draw what, a spell that started in your deck and one that didn't, or something like that.
Yeah, you don't even need to imbue for that.
Or draw. I don't know if it's a spell or card.
I like that idea. I'm gonna roll with it. We're gonna crap.
And
There
the
goes
dragon,
Merrick.
definitely draws just a card that didn't start in your deck. 'cause you
Yeah.
drew
So the dragon
illusions.
works as well, and you get the 1-cost card from that. Yeah, that works too.
Sweet. I'm Pilot.
Thief
I'm assuming
Paladin.
you're excited about this next one.
I might be, if I could remember what all the effects were for the different spell schools. I generated this in Imbue Rogue. I didn't have enough spell schools to activate it. I played a shadow spell, and it doesn't tell you what it does as you play the cards. I have no idea what the effects are, and the related cards list shows every possible combination, so it's way too long to read through. It
Shame on
doesn't
you.
tell you what spell school does what effect. You have to just kind of be like, that sounds like fire. That sounds like frost. I don't know. And
Shame
3
on
So we're
mana
you.
is
talking
better than
about-
5.
We are talking about Caress Cabaret Star, which is a shaman legendary. Went from a 5-mana 5/5 to a 3-mana 3/3. And this is, while this is in your hand, play 2 different spells schools to transform. So it does the thing.
I mean, the
Uh,
effects are strong on a 3-mana card. I will say that. They're not good on a 5-mana card. The different effects are strong for a 3-mana card. Because a bunch of like draw 2 or deal 5 damage.
Arcane
they're
is
like,
draw 2. Fire is deal 6 to the enemy. Frost is, I think, freeze 2 or 3. Nature, who knows? Shadow, who knows?
Okay. We have Archimon, which went from 7-mana 7/7 to a 6-mana 6/6, and he is a Warlock legendary. Battlecry. There are so many bad legendaries. Battlecry. Summon every demon you played this game that didn't start in your deck. I love when you generate this card. You're like, okay.
I had a
that is a good time.
minionless demon hunter generate this after he had played like Mag and Inquisitor. And it was really just so wonderful.
I don't think we have a. I don't think we're running this. I mean, maybe we're running this
No.
in
No.
Demon Hunter,
No.
but we're not running into Warlock.
No.
Abduction Ray went from 2 mana to 1 mana, and that is a get a random demon, reduces cost by 2, repeatable this turn. So Echo, why don't we just use the word Echo? We have the keyword Echo. Let's use the keywords that we have and we've used and just use it. Because when you highlight it, it says Echo. This is what it does. Great. We're not stupid. Anyway, I like this card mostly because of the art. The golden version of this is really kind of funny looking. But I don't know. We're not playing demons in Warlock, so I don't think this does anything. Maybe you have some idea.
I think it like a card like this. I look at this and see get a bunch of random demons that you get to like put in your hand, discount, and then you would play the. Unfortunately, no one has played it. The Demon Hunter Bear card that transforms cards in your hand into other cards, but they keep the cost. So you'd want to keep the discount, but then they turn into things that are possibly useful. But like obviously it's a Warlock card, and I'm talking Demon Hunter. But yeah, there's nothing really that Warlock is going to take advantage of this over. But they have cards in the game that could make this like fun, but it doesn't exist in the archetype.
Our boy JT Snow gave us a list early on when that card was the bear card, and the deck was pretty decent and fun, and it was better once we took the bear out.
Yeah, I do think that it is noteworthy. Not saying that's good, but it's noteworthy. That's a 1-cost card, and the stuff that you get is reduced by 2, rather than it just getting the cost back that you paid for the card. That at least makes it to where you're banking mana rather than just kind of getting it back. I don't know if it's good. I feel like I played this card in some bad
it's random,
standard
not
deck.
Discover. I think that makes it a lot worse.
It is.
Mhm.
It is, because I definitely tried to play an Archimon deck when all these cards came out. It is so bad. It is
For
really
sure.
bad. But I did have a really good arena run with Abduction Ray. So arena is busted. Absolutely bonkers.
Next, we have Announced Darkness, which went from 2 mana to 1 mana. I love this card because I just love how in Blister Guys reveal they announce darkness. It's time for darkness or something. It was great. This is a 1 mana spell. Replace your hero power and non-warlock cards with warlock ones. They cost 1 less.
Sure.
Not good. No one's gonna play it. It's one of those ones when it happens to get cast off of some random thing that casts spells like Yogg in the Box or something. It really feels bad.
You can get free Abduction Rays now.
Yeah. I was just about to say you play this on turn 1 and then you get 0 mana Abduction Rays. How fantastic.
Botface went from 9 mana to 7 mana to 7 mana 4/12. Taunt after this takes damage, get 2 random minis. I love this card. Like, I know it's not good. I love when I generate this in when I would generate this in a warrior deck and then just kind of like have things I can do. Some of them were bad, some of them were good. Yeah.
This card had no reason being 9 mana, to be honest, for as long as it was. I don't know who tested this card or who actually played with this card in whatever deck they played it in. But yeah, 7 mana. It's a card you can still play. Still don't think it sees any play. The miniaturized cards, though, there are a few impactful ones. The Clown that deals 4 is impactful, but Shudder is very impactful if you play Dr. Boom in your deck. Which I've gotten a few times. So you can go, of course, Shudder into Boom, and then you bring up quite a few things. If you're running a bomb deck like I was, because I'm terrible, you do a lot of bomb things, and then your opponent draws 0 bombs, and you still lose. Still exciting, though. So
I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this bond? No,
I will
get it from you. But this bot, as much as I love Botface, it always kind of felt like a liability because you play it and then your opponent just runs things into it.
Yeah.
You get a handful of minis and you start burning cards.
Yep. It's the minis aren't good enough. There's really only 2, maybe 3 good ones in total.
Yeah.
And the chance of getting them is like 1 out of 12 or 15.
The assembly bot one, the summon a 6/7 that attacks.
Oh, that's the third one. Okay. Yeah, so there's 3
That's
good
very
ones.
good.
Also notable, this is the second time they've buffed Botface.
What are you talking about? They
It
buffed
was-
them before?
It used to be a 3/9, a 9 mana 3/9.
Really?
Yes, I know. I'm like, this was buffed before, and I had to look it up. Yes, back in
Diabolical.
a month after it was released, it went up. It went from a 3/9 to a 4/12 and still didn't
That's
see any
so
play.
bad. That's so bad. Oh my god. Okay.
So the Sandwich and Rye Cleaver got buffed. It went from 3 mana to 2 mana, and that's the summon 3 minions stuffed in the Sandwich. It's still not good. I don't think it really makes a difference. I wish it was good. I wish they found a way to make Rye Cleaver good.
I
But
wish they would
again,
have
if
never made that card. Literally anything. And we wasted a fantastic warrior legendary on a Rye Cleaver that never saw play. Has been buffed like 12 times and still will see no play. I'm so mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, but I am mad.
I saw plenty of play from someone on this podcast.
I know.
Yeah,
And
not me.
he has tried to convince me and tried me to eat the rye. I will not eat the rye. I will not do it. It is not worth eating. It has gone bad and has been spoiled.
Spore Empress Moldara, something like that. It's got a big
Moldra
mushroom
is
on it.
probably better.
Thank God.
The mold is probably the best explanation
love this
of
card.
how this card is done.
I tried to make this card work. It never worked for me, but it's too random. But it went from old mana shuffle 7, replicating spores of your deck. New start of game, shuffle 7, replicating spores of your deck. Battle cry, cast 1. So you're starting. So you're starting with 1 right off the bat.
No,
Oh, Battle
when you
Cry. No, it's
play
when you
this
play.
card,
Okay,
so
yeah,
instead of this being a 6 mana 6/7 do nothing, a patches that's even worse because it costs 6 mana. It actually will cast the spore, which is very important. However, the problem with the spores is they're random. So if you hit 1 or 2 really bad 5-drops, the whole thing is messed up, right? There are 1/1s and 2/2s and really terrible things. This card instantly gets fixed and is actually probably a low B if you just change this to discover you get to pick the 5-drop. And all of a sudden you have a whole new warrior archetype that's not that great but very fun.
They did take out some bad 5-drops with this patch. No more Eudora, no more Cabaret.
I can promise you, whatever you think is gone, there's so much more.
Oh, there is.
Whatever
is.
you think is gone, there's so much more badness.
I've
great
gotten
stuff,
enough
though.
origami dragons.
Oh yes, yes. But there's the hunter one that when you play a spell, you get a animal companion, and there is bruh. Those are exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, bad card, but could be so much fun.
Yeah, I do
Crimson-
like the cast one just as I mean, it's an eighth chance to get, it's an extra chance to get that going. It's an okay buff.
Okay.
It's not good.
Crimson
But
Ca-
it's
They needed to make it
something.
4 mana, and then I would actually think about it. Because then
Fair.
you could go 4 into 5, but 5 into 6 too slow.
Crimson Commander was a 3 mana 4/3 that had Battle Cry and Death Rattle. Give all Draenei in your hand +1/+1. Now it gives all the Draenei in your hand +2/+1. Yes, Draenei are still a thing. No one plays them. Sad. Splendiferous Whizbang had a bunch of cards changed in the decks. I think maybe the Quest Rogue was getting too close to Whizbang levels, so they wanted to buff Whizbang a little bit to just make it a little bit better. If you're playing Whizbang, yay.
Leave a
for you, I
comment.
guess.
Leave a comment
Yeah.
if you're playing Whizbang. Favorite Whizbang deck, boys.
Wait. What's a Death Knight Whizbang? I just see added Sif as a viable win condition.
That's a mage.
It
legendary.
is.
I also read that earlier, and I just went over it. I was like, we're never gonna see this anyway. No one plays Whizbang.
That's fair. I should do my client with Whizbang and see how bad that goes. I've only played 3 games this month. What's the
All right.
worst that can happen?
What? Bang
An
them out,
11x
dude.
line with Whizbang. It's
Whiz
fine.
and bang.
All right, they made a bunch of changes to the Taverns of Time cards that are in Arena. We're not going to go through those. The only one of real note, I think, is the Infinite Wolf, which was apparently a big problem. And that went from
Yes.
4 mana, Death Rattle, shuffle an Infinite Wolf into your deck, give future Infinite Wolves +4/+3. Now it's 3 mana, and it gives future Wolves +2/+1. Probably fine. I don't know. Sure.
Jesus, this art is terrible.
The wolves got big quick. Like the first time it died, it was an 8/6, a 3 mana 8/6. Because it used to be 3. They bumped it to 4 as an emergency, nerf a few weeks ago. But yeah, it was an 8-6 and a 12-9 with Rush, and they just steamrolled.
Sheesh.
They added so Battlegrounds had updates too. They added a new hero, Morchi. That on turn 5 you visit the minor time warp, so you get an extra minor time warp. It's like
Time
you have
warps.
patches. You get patches that
Buttons.
or not patches, buttons. It's kind of just the same thing. You just get an extra early one. Maybe you can get whatever. Get rolling a little earlier. Get a little advantage. Get that. Get two. What are the leapers? Annoy people. Low changed. He went from whatever he was to now heroic inspiration. After 50 friendly minions attack, get a triple reward. And he has a new buddy if buddies pop up. Anomalies are coming back. I don't think we really want to dive into anomalies, but this is all stuff like. Oh, God.
Yeah, a couple things to note. This is with low. It used to be the rally. After somebody attack, then it is 1 mana or 1 gold, get a rally minion. So that's an entire rework for that. That it's closer to like a guff. So I think makes it a more interesting card at least. This is the big minion refresh for Battleground, so there's a ton of new stuff in, ton of stuff that they took out, and as Tito was saying, they're throwing anomalies in and doing a bunch of changes with those.
And not only are they throwing anomalies in, it wasn't even the lead for Battlegrounds. It was like, hey, here's a new hero, here's the thing, here's a bunch of card changes. Oh, by the way, anomalies are back.
Well, they know how people feel about anomalies generally, so we'll slide it down towards the end. Maybe people will forget.
And Darkmoon Fair, I just realized Darkmoon Fair prices are back with their own anomaly, apparently. Return with their very own anomaly. We've updated some of the older Darkmoon Fair prizes as well as created new ones. So shenanigans abound. Yeah, seems fine.
Free emotes for Battlegrounds in the shop.
What was that?
There are free emotes for Battlegrounds in the shop also.
Oh yeah, go in the
get your free stuff.
Probably every week. There might be free stuff. There might not be, but just look. You don't get it unless you go click on it in the shop. Darkmoon Fair, who cares? Bug fixes. There are a few bug fixes. Things got fixed. You said there was a really weird one, right? Did we already talk about that on the show, or was that pre-show?
That was pre-show. I just quite enjoyed reading. Fixed a bug where Timekeeper Toki returned to hand after playing 3 minions transform from spells generated by Toki. I'm assuming this has something to do with Marin and the Golden Kobold transforming the spells. And once you played the minions that you got from it, you just got Toki back, even though you didn't play the spells. So
it makes sense.
It does. I want to know the deck code for whoever was doing that and what the win rate is. That sounds like a good time, but bunch of rewind fixes also for weird like edge cases with that.
Okay, and like we said, there is a kind of a hub for where Cataclysm reveals and cards are going to be. So you want to look at it's on Twitter. It's on, I'm sure it's on the launcher. They have reveals happening all this week of the Colossals. They have card reveals with friends, which is interesting. So instead of doing like, hey, you get a card reveal, you get a card reveal. Thank goodness we got one before they changed the format. But now it's kind of, they're having like some streamers and some pros get together and reveal. I guess I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to play games or something. I have no idea. But they're going to get to reveal the cards together. Death Knight Demon Hunter is going to be Regis so Regis is the host and has guests Curly, Tice, No Hands Gamer, and Doses of Coffee. That's going to be on the 17th. Druid and Rogue. Oh, and guest Hearthstone developer Sage.
Each of these also have devs with them. Yes, I think that's a very important note.
Yes, and Sage is the set lead for Cataclysm, as far as I know. So that's pretty cool. Druid and Rogue, hosted by Fino, with guest stars Tars, Lorenda, Brigidus, and our current world champion. I don't know how to say his name.
You should look at Priest and Warlock. I think that date's really
important. That's the important one.
We're getting there. No.
You
ruined the big reveal. You ruined the reveal. Mage and Hunter is Baby Bear with Sidisi, McBannerface, Dreads, and Theo HS. I am surprised they didn't put Baby Bear and Chambray together, but that's fine. With Alex Smith. Priest and Warlock hosted by Dane Hearth with guests Gabby, Feelink, and Chris 05. That's pretty cool. February 25th. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one. It's Warshack is on there. Warshack, what's going on the 25th? Not the 20th, the 25th, by the way.
Yeah. There's been a lot of information on my side, but yeah, 25th should be exciting. We get the Priest and Warlock cards revealed. We have a fantastic panel. We have Gabby, Chris 05, Dane Hearth is a fantastic host, and it's in my opinion, not that I'm biased at all, but it is absolutely going to be super fun, and our cards are absolutely diabolically awesome. So definitely tune into that, and you get to see me go on some rampages and tyrants of cards asking the dev questions. And at one point, I had to get stopped and be like, Warshack, you need to stop asking questions. We don't know how this works. Let this continue. Stop. The cook must finish. Oh, shit. It was so much fun.
And then we have Warrior, Paladin, and Shaman hosted by Zeddy. Yeah, Zeddy. With guests Edelweiss, WTY Bill, Snowkiss, and Clark Hellscream. Guest developer there is John McIntyre, and that's on the 27th. So that's how they're doing the card reveals, or a lot of the card reveals. They also have special guest card reveals. Hearthstone on Reddit, Hearthstone on Discord. Dark Lady gets to do something, which is pretty cool. We love Kira. It says for her, join Dark Lady cosplay as the Dark Lady Sylvanas herself as she searches to find the ultimate method of destruction for Deathwing. Hint, it goes boom. Sure. Karazhan Library, Hearth. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Like, if we sat here reading this all day, you'd be here. But the final live stream is by Brian Kibler as he reveals the last remaining Cataclysm cards. Wait, we're not Magic the Gathering, right?
Yeah, Brian Kibler coming back is that's kind of big, right?
Yeah.
This feels like a very Kibler set.
Yeah, he hasn't really done too much. He actually came out with that giant video about how Hearthstone's not fun and he's not playing it till it is fun. So for him to be releasing the final things is I haven't seen him stream Hearthstone in a long time, so that's kind of big.
And he's doing that with Korra, so that's awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Theory Crafting is coming. That's on March 5th and March 6th, depending on if you're at NA, Latin America, Europe, or APAC. APAC is on the 6th. There's drops on like all these things. Community days, there's community days. Like, pretty much pop up a stream, support your streamers anyway. But be on Warshack stream every day, and you're gonna get packs. It's great.
I will be on every day.
And then
also notable with sorry.
No, go ahead.
I might be getting to it. Also notable with this, at the bottom of this page about all the rewards and reveals, they have a nice little table of all the free stuff that they're doing and all the giveaways, and one nice little spot talking about how to get it and when it starts. So if you are just as confused as we were trying to list all of them off, there's your go-to. Because there's about 30 different lines of giveaways and free stuff that they're doing and events.
And it's not just the giveaways. They're also telling you like when they're dropping, like when you get the access to the cards, all the cards. Yeah, it is really nice. They've really gone all out and given us, like we always say, they don't kind of give us enough information, especially around the esports. It's like, when they go, there's an event. Oh, the World Champions is next week. That's great to know. They're doing a lot better with that, and this I think is huge. Like, just to have this kind of information out there, organized. It's amazing. It is really amazing. And it says, but that's not all. Join the Rally the Dragonflight's online event to help Hearthstone community unlock the legendary Abyssinian card and 2 signature copies of Envoy of the End when Cataclysm launches. Sure. So apparently we help move the needle. Like, it's one of those things. Is like, if the more people do things, the faster things happen. So cool. I'm excited. There's a lot going on. I don't even know if we touched on everything. I know we glossed over things. I know we probably spent more time on the buffs than we did. We really glossed over the nerfs or the core rotation. Wow. Warshack, On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Cataclysm?
I would say that I am looking forward to it, but I am always skeptical. I just want it to be fun. It looks fun. Again, this is the best time to play Hearthstone in my opinion. It's always the best time is March first set to release, and then generally throughout the year it just gets to the point where we're just waiting for the new rotation to happen. This will be the most excited I am. I plan to stream a lot, make a lot of content, make the most fun I can out of it, and hopefully the balance update, the core set, and the expansion weave in well together, and it creates a fun and exciting meta worthy of exploring and trying new things.
And don't forget the pre-release Tavern Brawl and whatnot. There's all kinds of things.
Yeah, there's again much more than standard. I generally focus on standard only, but yeah, there's Tavern Brawl and Arena. There's so many more modes. Battlegrounds just got a ton of stuff too. So, just being a Hearthstone player in general right now, I think you're pretty ecstatic.
And Pilot, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
I think I'm gonna go a cautious 7, just because I've had a couple sets I was excited for the past year that didn't land where I wanted them to, but I feel like I feel like they're swinging much bigger than some of them. I feel like this last set with Time Waves was a nice start to heading that direction, and has some really cool stuff. Super excited for Colossus. So one of my favorite keywords that they've done. One of the things kind of tampering my excitement might be the fact that I realized when the expansion comes out is a terrible week for me, so I probably won't be able to play that week at all. But that is what it is. That's my problem, not their problem.
That's fair. And I would say I'm about a 9, and maybe I'm like 7 on the set, but +2 because Ziliax is rotating. So I cannot wait for that to happen.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many times I'm playing these decks that I'm doing, and it's like turn 7, turn 8, turn 9. I was like, oh wait, this class that shouldn't have healing, and what heals up the full and just please stomps out what I'm doing. Same card. Okay. I love Ziliax. Like I made a post about this. I love Ziliax. I love the design of it. I love the concept of it. I just can't wait for it to go. Goodbye. You've had your time. See ya. But I don't think there's any way we're not playing Colossuses. I don't. They're not going to be like quests, right? We're playing them. They're not the whole set. They're things. They have the herald kind of things that interact with them or whatever. But I don't know. I think I'm excited. I'm excited for just big chunky boys. I'm excited for less cards, and I don't know. It's just I think they did a really good job this time of really kind of building some hype, and I think we've needed that. And I just hope they can follow through. So does anybody have any final thoughts on any of this before we kind of wrap things up?
a lot of efforts being put in. Hopefully, it lands.
I'm
And-
out of thoughts for the night.
No
It's
more
too much
thoughts to be
information.
had.
That's fair. All right. So War Chat question of the week: what is your favorite rotation been so far? Like from one year to another year?
I'm whatever was around Titans. Titans, I just remember being so good.
Yep.
I
Titans
just
was
remember
fantastic.
like the voice Sunken City and the Sunken City / Titan
Mhm.
area being like some really great Hearthstone. And then shortly, I think after that came Badlands, I think it was with Reno, and he made starships pointless. I don't know. We'll focus on the good. Titans and Sunken City.
Fair. Were Titans? I'm trying to remember. Were Titans and Colossi at the same time?
I think they might have been. I was just trying to think of that also.
They were within touching range. Colossuses are big
Yes.
and Titans are big. So I mean, two big things are bound to be close.
Titans
my
were great.
Um,
I love Titans. They were
Right.
there was a good mechanic. They were like what do you call those guys in Magic? Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
so they were separate years, but they were in at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
Sunken City Nathria and Lich King were the same year.
Ooh,
And then
juicy.
Festival of Legends, Titans, and Showdown.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like both those are pretty solid.
Yes. Festival was a fun one.
Festival had EDC, and ETC was the tech card. A fantastic card. So great. Loved EDC.
I think the only thing we're missing is a song, right?
Castle of Nathria. Somebody back me up. Somebody patch me up. Hello,
love
Saturday, the sire to Nathrius. I don't know.
So if you'd like to support our show, you can do so by joining our Patreon over at patreon.com/breadandbutterhs. You get access to the raw audio earlier. You get access to a members channel on Discord where people like Warshak exist and could answer your questions if you had them. Apparently, he's very good at asking questions. Maybe he's good at answering them as well. You can help shape the future episodes. You can suggest guests. If you'd like to help us in a non-financial way, you can let people know about the show and let us know how we're doing. And if you can leave us a 5-star review, it really helps people find the show, and we just want people to find the show. And you can look for us at Bread and Butter HS on YouTube and on Twitter. Although I think it's Bread, but yeah, I have to look now. Warshak, where can people find you if they want to find you on the social medias and they want to consume all this wonderful content you create?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes. So I am Warshak on pretty much everything. Post pretty much daily on YouTube. I stream a lot on Twitch, whether it be Hearthstone or at the World of Warshak, which I stream every game besides Hearthstone. But yeah.
And just so curious, because I know we've probably asked you this the first time we had you on, but for those that may have just found the show, where did the name Warshak come from?
It came from a mixture of, I thought it was cool, and I watched Watchmen, and I liked Rorschach as a character, and I like the blob test because I think it's unique and every person is different. And I can, I took from Watchmen, I took the test, I took his name, combined it together, and got Warshak instead of Rorschach. And that's kind of what I've gone with. I think it sticks well. I can't think of a different name for me besides Home Office, which I'm known for in WoW. But yeah, that's where the name Warshak came from.
Pilot, where can people find you?
You can find me Pilot712. That's PYLAT on both Twitter and Blue Sky.
And you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere else. You can get Fine Leather Goods at Tito Santana HS. Warshak, anything you'd like to promote or shout out this week? Maybe like a appearance on a card reveal thing?
Yeah. So it's the 25th. Thanks to Tito for clarifying the date. I didn't even know what date it was, but the 25th, fantastic day to watch some Hearthstone YouTube or Twitter at 2 o'clock. I think it said 2 o'clock sounds right. But yeah,
Sounds right.
Definitely watch all the card reveals, but definitely the one on the 25th. That's the best one.
That's 2 o'clock Pacific time, so that'll be 5 o'clock Eastern time.
That is correct.
Just to clear it up. Pilot, how about yourself? Anything you'd like to promote or shout out this week?
I think just gonna shout out one of my bowling teammates who we bowled the team event for City Tournament, and he bowled a perfect game, the third game for us to take the lead in
Very
that
nice.
over his other team that he bowled. Yes, so we beat his other team out by 30 pins with that game.
Very nice.
That's awesome. And I'm just going to say, we're coming up to the new season. Regardless of how you feel about the cards or not the cards, the dev team works hard, and this is a tough job. So just remember, if you can be anything, be kind. So, guys, I think we're toast. We'll see you.
See ya.
All right. That actually wasn't too bad. I thought we were going to be on longer, but I tried to keep us moving.
Yes.
Because I know we can go down rabbit holes.
So much news. Oh my goodness.
But I'm very excited. Yeah, and Warshak, you don't have to do anything. We get your audio automatically uploaded. You started breaking up a little bit at the end, but usually when that happens, even if that happens, the audio we get, the stuff we get
The
from
raw
Riverside
feed is fine.
The raw feed is fine, so I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, thanks for being on the show. We'll definitely we love having you on. I'm sure we'll have you on sometime early in the next meta, and you can say whether it's yay or nay.
Cool beans, cool beans. Thanks for having me. Hopefully you guys had fun as well, and I'll talk to you
Yes.
guys later. Have a good night.
Always a good time. See ya.
You as well.
All right, later, boys.
Pilot, are we doing our normal duos or are you going to bed?
I could play one.
All right.
However, I need to update my client because I haven't been home today. So
Oh, I haven't launched client either, or I don't think I have. So I'll meet you over in the Discord.
yep.
You've been hanging out. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll be back next Sunday at our normal time, as far as I know. Maybe that'll change. We'll see.